All right, well, good morning, everybody. John here with Crypto Top 10 coming at you with some more of the trending articles in the crypto news space for October 8th. Oof. My. Where has the time gone? But hey, to kick things off, thanks to all those who have subscribed. I really do appreciate it. And if you pop on down the description at any point, you will either see a link or links to the articles themselves, depending on where you're finding this content. If you see a link, it will be a link to a YouTube video, and in the description of that YouTube video will be links to the articles themselves, so that way you can read these articles that I am summarizing for you, so you can do your own research, and maybe find a website or two that you would like to patronize. I personally like Decrypt, which is where our first article is going to be coming from, because BAL and REN just got listed on Coinbase. So yeah, the San Francisco-based cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase today, well, today is when the article was written, so it'll be yesterday for you. So on the 7th, they listed Balancer, which is a coin that powers the non-custodial portfolio manager and liquidity provider of the same name, and REN, a coin that powers a protocol for moving cryptocurrencies between blockchains. Not too bad. Though Coinbase affect much, Balancer rose 0.14%. That's it. Following the Coinbase listing, going from 1354 to 1396. Its trading volume did go up, but it actually is down almost a third from its all-time high price of $37.86, which happened on August the 30th, so it has had quite a bit of a withdrawal from that high, but Coinbase may be the shot in the arm it needs, though early indicators are kind of meh. So, for those of you who don't know, Balancer is an automated market maker protocol that makes it cheaper to trade cryptocurrencies and reshuffle your crypto portfolio on centralized exchanges. BAL is its governance token, meaning its holders can vote on governance proposals or more likely buy and sell it on secondary markets. That's pretty much what everyone does. And then REN, the other half of this duo, which trades as REN on exchanges, rose 9% following the listing, going from 21 to 23 cents. It's still a bit of a jump. Trading volume also increased, but the price is pretty much back down to where it started, so any Coinbase bump was pretty meh at the very least. REN powers a protocol that lets blockchains talk to each other. This protocol powers REN BTC, an Ethereum token that represents Bitcoin, so you can send coins back and forth. Oh, what fun. Coinbase, the effect of it has kind of gone down a little bit in recent years, in my opinion, just because Coinbase used to have like 3 coins. So listing a 4th coin was huge. Now they've got like 20 or 30 coins. So you add 2 more, everyone's like, okay, cool. Next. Yeah, it's not as big of a deal, but still, it's pretty cool because now you can buy Balancer and REN with cash on Coinbase, which, if you are in the United States, is still one of the easiest fiat to crypto on-ramps in existence, at least in my opinion, though they do have their issues. I'm not saying they don't. They are a convenient on-ramp, especially for beginners to get involved with. They're an older company, they're a reputable company, all those fun little things. So, good for Balancer and REN. I hope it leads to some long-term growth for them. But let's kick it on over, talk about some TRON. Yeah, we haven't talked about TRON in a second. But the self-proclaimed, quote, Ethereum killer, unquote, TRON is trying to replicate the success of its competitor in decentralized finance. Oh yeah, since the release of cloned Ethereum DeFi protocols such as JustSwap, basically Uniswap, or Just, equivalent to MakerDAO, Sun has never tried to hide his intentions to copy Ethereum. I'd agree with that. In fact, the CEO of TRON has always been transparent about it. Anything you can do, I can do, but better. And that's his kind of thing. He's definitely a hype guy and not afraid to just pull pretty much everything from one coin to another if he thinks it's going to help make his protocol stronger, which doesn't really bother me as long as you give some credit, and he is giving credit and saying, yeah, I'm copying them. Deal with it. They're all open source. What you gonna do? So Sun said that Tron's protocols, such as Just Swap, perform better than their Ethereum version. This is due to the high scalability and low fees offered by Tron compared to its competitor. Tron's CEO noted that for a small investor, using Ethereum protocols can become quickly expensive. Therefore, he emphasized that users in countries outside the United States are particularly benefiting from the advantages that the platform offers, which I think is a pretty good argument. If you are a crypto user in, let's say, not America or Europe, not North America for the most part, or Europe, the costs of using DeFi protocols on the Ethereum blockchain is prohibitively expensive if you're an average Joe. So where are you going to go? Well, someplace that's got lower fees. In that case, Tron might have a bit of a leg up. So it's a fair argument. Sun expressed that Tron is focusing on building infrastructure and continuing to bring partnerships to the platform. Additionally, Sun has been promoting the auditing of projects on Tron so they can gain legitimacy and security for their users. Again, not a bad thing to be doing if you're Tron. Audits go a long way to making people like me who actually pay attention to that type of thing feel a lot safer about the protocol. I do have a small amount of Tron. It's way down from what I bought it at. Still, excuse me, after years. And the coin's been relatively flat, even with its foray into the DeFi space. But as we'll talk about later on this video, DeFi is kind of slowing down a little bit. That's not to say it won't heat back up soon, but Tron's making the moves it needs to make to better position itself in the long term, and I'm fully on board with them doing that. But if you're expecting a quick moonshot out of this coin, you're probably not going to get one. Well, that's just my opinion. But hey, let's hop on over and talk about Bitcoin for a hot second. So Bitcoin forms a pretty rare bullish cross that hasn't been seen since 2014, and analysts are pretty happy about it. So despite the uncertainty surrounding Bitcoin, the number one crypto just flashed a bullish signal not seen in 6 years. Crypto analyst Eric Thies is highlighting a trend indicator known as the KDJ, which has made a bullish cross on the 6-month time frame for the first time since 2014. So we're talking a 6-month time frame here. So it's pretty long term. He's quoted as saying the last time KDJ crossed bull was 2014 with a 200 Bitcoin low, and the last time it crossed bear was at the 17K high. So basically saying like from there to there is where he's drawing the line from. So if it's crossing bull for the first time here at $10,000-ish, and the last time it went from 200 to 17, where is it going to end at the end of that cross? And we all know 17K happened sometime in 2017. So we're talking a 3-year uptick. I'm liking it. So the KDJ indicator is an extension of the stochastic oscillator, which is used by traders to predict changes in an asset's trend. The most recent KDJ cross suggests that Bitcoin's trend in the long-term perspective is shifting from bearish to bullish, which is a very, very good thing. Now, Smart Contractor is not the only trader who sees that Bitcoin is about to make a major decision soon, and some pretty major moves. Widely followed crypto strategist Josh Rager tells his crew of 88,000, I'm assuming on Twitter, that the number one cryptocurrency looks primed to end its consolidation within the week. It looks. Yeah, keep in mind there. And then Credible Crypto is bullish on Bitcoin as long as it holds the immediate support at 10,400. Basically, a lot of traders are like, it's going to be doing something. Long term, they're very, very, very bullish about the asset, but they're keeping an eye out for some short term bearish downturns because, hey, that's when you can accumulate, especially if you have faith that long term bull movements will take you into the $20, $30, $40, or $50,000 marks. Makes absolute sense to me. And yeah, I'm really happy that this weird, rare, bullish cross movement on the KDJ has gone positive. Again, it's technical analysis. You've got to take everything with a grain of salt on this because it does not factor in what happens outside in the real world. And boy, howdy, is the real world crazy right now. All right, hopping on over. Let's check in with BitMex because, yeah, it's in a bit of trouble. So, over 45,000 Bitcoin has been withdrawn from BitMex since the United States government levied charges against the exchange and its leadership. October the 1st brought two devastating blows to the exchange. First, the CFTC and DOJ brought charges against the exchange. Shortly thereafter, its founders, including CEO Arthur Hayes, were indicted by the U.S. government, and the market reacted exactly how you might expect. So, the exchange first began losing the trust of its participants following a blackout on Black Thursday, which prevented users from trading or retrieving their assets, while users withdrew over 100,000 Bitcoin in the 6 months since then. The exodus of the last 2 days of 45,000 appears to be pretty unprecedented when you consider just the amount of time involved. I mean, you just had like your top three at the company be arrested for allegedly not complying with United States of America's KYC protocols for half a decade, I believe is what they're charged with, despite repeated attempts at warning them. So I can see why there's a bit of an outflow. According to data from Crystal Blockchain, in less than the 48 hours, the net outflows in the exchange exceeded the aforementioned 45,000 Bitcoin. Meanwhile, Gemini and Binance appear to be the biggest beneficiaries of these outflows, trailed closely by OKEX and Huobi. Over 20,000 of those 45,000 Bitcoin have been transferred into the latter four exchanges. So about half, honestly the other half was probably transferred back to their personal wallets or to smaller exchanges that didn't make the cut for the list, and people are kind of just watching and waiting, be like, can I transfer it back or do I need to go set up an account with someone else? No one likes going through all the rigmarole. BitMex never had much rigmarole, which is why all their people are being arrested right now, but that's neither here nor there. It's unclear at the moment whether BitMex will disappear into the abyss of time like many failed exchanges before it. Wow, that's almost Shakespearean. Good on ya. Or if the company will survive to trade another day. I personally think it's going to be a slow decline into obscurity. I don't think the exchange is going to shut down per se. Just it's kind of going to just diminish and fade away, just like an old war hero. Yeah, but still, oof, rough. If you've got money in BitMex, I'd say maybe pull some of it out now, just in case they decide to lock themselves down, or it goes completely insane and the government seizes something. Just my opinion. But hey, let's hop on over to Ripple. Not really talking about Ripple, but the first DeFi protocol, which is going to be hidden. So Ripple-funded Flare Networks will have its first DeFi product, which is going to be developed by Flare Finance. So the expected launch of Flare Networks and its Spark token by December of this year has received further reason to raise the hype. Yesterday, the Flare Finance team revealed that they have successfully launched a test network of their system called Costin. As a result, the Flare Finance team has begun to interact and present themselves to XRP and the Flare community. Flare Finance's product, according to its official website, consists of a platform called Flare X that will operate as a decentralized exchange with a multi-token ecosystem. YFLR, YFIN, YMIN in conjunction with SPK and the token FXRP. Furthermore, the platform claims that they will offer 6 revolutionary products that will allow users to do yield farming and participate in the decentralized governance model. It will also offer users peer-to-peer trading with margin and spot, non-custodial liquidity pool, decentralized insurance coverage, among other things. So, they are doing a lot. It'll be the first DeFi product built on top of XRP by the looks of things. Not too shabby, though I wouldn't go completely crazy just yet because there's a couple weird things to point out. While the announcement of the Flare Finance team is potentially good news for the future development of the DeFi ecosystem, as always, new investors should be cautious. The project has yet to prove its legitimacy. As indicated by members of the crypto community, the Spark token will be distributed in December. However, Flare Finance's announcement states that winners of a contest will receive 100 Sparks, and the alleged winners will be announced on October the 9th, so just tomorrow, which is not the same date as Flare Networks. And then there's kind of a lack of activity. The project's Twitter account was only set up this past month and only has 614 followers. So it's kind of, maybe it's just they're only now, lifting the curtain and talking openly now that they have a product to present. But at the same time, it's kind of weird that they don't really have, a social media following and that their dates don't quite line up across their different announcements. So just some things to be careful of. Last thing you want is a pump and dump a la Sushi Swap to suck up your money. But at the same time, getting some Spark might be worth the risk to you. I don't know. I'm personally going to stay away from it. You do you. And all right, let's finish things off with the DeFi bubble. Is it popping? Or is it just kind of deflating a little bit and being on the way back? So they've had a rough few days, a rough couple of weeks if you ask me. The majority of the cryptocurrencies centered in the space are trading well into the red. Well into the red. At the same time, the total value locked in DeFi protocols has been on the decline over the past 2 days. According to DeFi Pulse, the total value lock is down to just 10.15 billion at the time of writing, meaning it lost over 1 billion since the beginning of October, so in just a week, as the value was 11.23 billion on September the 30th. Still having over 10 billion in total value locked is pretty insane given how DeFi's only really become a thing this year, but still, a 10% decrease like that is definitely a little bit concerning. But what can we do to get our groove back? So we need a hot new trend. History shows that the DeFi space is dominated by hot trends that come with massive hype, usually based on sky-high returns and moon opportunities. Yearn Finance is like the big example of it, surging to $44,000 in value, scarce supply, actual use cases, all these things combined to just make it explode. Then we had all these food-based meme coins, sushi, tendies, yam, kimchi, pasta. If there was a food, there was a name for it. And there's all these big different things. Most of those projects have fallen flat because they were memes. Last in line was the NFT craze, or non-fungible token craze. So as these protocols hit in DeFi, they hit massive evaluations. The meme NFT is a prime example. Again, memes, as its price hit a high of around 2,000 at one point. But at this point, there's not really looking like there's anything capable of creating this amount of hype again till the next big thing in DeFi comes up. We're probably not going to be getting anything on that end of the spectrum. There could also be an uptick in the overall crypto market momentum. At this point, the crypto market as a whole is a bit on the decline. There's a lot of different reasons for that. One of the bigger ones could be the upcoming 2020 U.S. presidential election. Both Joe Biden and Donald Trump have very different policy views, and markets hate uncertainty. Also, there was, just yesterday, Trump canceling any and all stimulus talks is probably contributing to a bit of a depression because a lot of people were starting to believe that those would go through, which would have included a $1,200 check for every adult and who earns below a certain point, as well as for many unemployed Americans, they would have gotten a huge bump in unemployment. So people were looking at that like, well, extra money means extra stuff being spent and maybe more crypto being bought. To then have that taken away is kind of depressing things as well. So should those talks resume, either with Trump or with President-elect Trump or President-elect Joe Biden, whoever wins, we could see things start to change a little bit. But any uptick in that could drive market momentum, which could then drive the DeFi space forward. And the recovery of some coins might be far more substantial because their losses have been pretty crazy. And then finally, if Ethereum phase 0 of 2.0 drops, transaction fees on the network, where the vast majority of DeFi protocols find their home, has been at an all-time high on multiple occasions because of DeFi hype, leading many to believe that being profitable is only possible if one is a whale, which kind of turns off average Joes like you and me. So Ethereum 2.0 is the much-awaited scalability solution aimed at fixing those issues. Its release, if successful, could easily fuel a new hyperbolic wave of interest, and it would make the market much more accessible for retail investors. I think there's a pretty decent chance that this could happen. They seem on track for phase 0 by the end of this year, and depending on what that brings, it could definitely spur a bit of growth, at least in Ethereum. And when Ethereum rises, a lot of other coins rise because Ethereum is tied to a lot of other coins themselves. But hey, look at that. That does it for some of the trending articles in the crypto news space. As always, my name is John, here with Crypto Top 10. If you've made it to this point, thank you. I do appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, double thank you. If you haven't subscribed and you made it to this point, might as well. And don't forget to pop down the description to check out those links so you can do your own research. Looking at the top 10 coins by market cap, everything's in the green, but only slightly for the most part. Polkadot is up 3% on the day. They got some ground to make up, though, because they're down almost 12% on the week. Not too bad. Looks like the coin up the least at the moment seems to be Binance Coin, number 6. It's up only 0.33%. Within the top 100, Ocean Protocol up 18% on the day, which making up for the fact that it's down 18% on the week. So it's flat. Oh, that's nice. REN is up 12%. Yeah, good for REN. We did just talk about them. How about that? They're up 12%. Almost 26 cents. Nice. And then biggest loser, Hyperion, down 71%. Whew. Only thing next closest is Yearn Finance, down 11.5. So just, ooh, that's a bit of a jump. But yeah, that will do it for Crypto Top 10. I will see all y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.